Morning, and I want to continue and actually finish the chapter, Philippians chapter number 3. And the verses 17 through 21, I've entitled this section, Follow Me. Paul recognized the reality of false teachers who engaged in deceptive tactics just to ensure a following. Human nature is often to follow others. And so Paul declares himself in this passage to actually be a pattern which they could imitate in order to avoid these deceptive false teachers. Here's how he begins it. He says, "Brethren, be followers together of me." Wow, what a statement. Imitate the example he set. You know, Paul did not live by the philosophy, do as I say, not as I do. Rather, he exemplified a pattern they were to follow. Further, he goes on and he says that I want you to mark them which walk so as you have us for an example. In other words, pay special attention to others who conduct their lives in accordance with the same pattern. Paul was the standard not only that they could follow, but the standard by which they were to compare others. And Paul then identified two reasons to follow this pattern. The first reason is, for many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, they are the enemies of the cross of Christ, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. Tragically, there are many who conduct their lives in a realm that is actually hostile to the things of God. We see that witnessed time after time today. This reality was something over which Paul was broken. Unless they repent of their sin, Paul says their end is destruction. Why? Because they will spend an eternity apart from him. Their mindset is purely earthly. They are governed by their own desires. They glory in those things of which they should be ashamed. They don't have a mindset on spiritual matters. They have a mindset instead on earthly matters. And Paul says, for this reason, I want you to follow me. The second reason is contained in verses 20 and 21. For our conversation is in heaven. In other words, our citizenship is in heaven. This world isn't our home. We anticipate with excitement the day in which Jesus Christ is going to return and our bodies will be glorified. We look forward to the day when we will no longer be limited by this sinful body. It will instead be, according to this passage, like who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body. Man, what a sight. We can't comprehend what this is going to be like, but we can rejoice in the future that belongs to us as believers. But I want you to understand, this isn't merely a desire. This is an expectation, because Jesus has the power to completely transform us, whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself. All this will be done in accordance with that same power that transforms. Let me ask you today, what would happen if someone followed your example? What if they were just like you? Would they be more or less godly? Would they spend an eternity in heaven or in hell? Have you made this world your home? Or are you looking for a better home? Thanks for joining us today. Hope it's been a help to you. God bless. Hope you have a great day. Keep the Lord first, and watch God bless. Take care.